In this episode, we're traveling to southwest China, to Guizhou province, to a mysterious town hidden deep inside a mountain valley. It's humid and foggy almost all year round, and the air is filled with a strange smell. This is a town that produces liquor that every Chinese knows, Guizhou Maotai Town. Hi everyone, welcome back and welcome to Guizhou Maotai, a very small town in China, but arguably the world's most alcoholic town. Not because people here drink the most alcohol, but because it produces the most liquor, most alcohol per square meter on this whole world. I'm standing on a bridge in the middle of Maotai Town, and right in front of me, that's the famous Chishui River, the river from which all the distilleries take water from to make liquor. And along this river, in Maotai Zhen alone, there are over 1,000 distilleries on both sides. So some are here, some are there, some are on the mountains. And when I'm talking about alcohol, I'm not talking about beer or wine, but this. I have a bottle next to me. I'm talking about our traditional Chinese Baijiu, a strong spirit that is over 53% alcohol. Our traditional national drink, and a drink that can make you drunk very easily.
When we entered Maotai, we immediately smelled this smell of alcohol actually. So if you have been to a distillery, it's like this distinct smell that you can feel here all over the place.
And this smell isn't alcohol precisely, but a mixture of some vinegar and some special aroma. So it's like a vinegar with a little bit of soya paste smell. It's very hard to describe, but that's the smell that you're going to smell all day long. Maotai Town is a small city with a population of just 63,000 people. Most foreigners have never heard of it, but every Chinese knows this place. This is where China's most famous high-end Baijiu is made. Feitian Maotai. One bottle costs around 1,800 yuan, equals $250. In China, this bottle represents the highest level of hospitality served at weddings, banquets, and important business dinners. Maotai is a symbol of ultimate respect. When former US President Richard Nixon visited China for the first time, Premier Zhou Enlai served him Maotai. So right now on the other side of the river, that's Guizhou Maotai. Kweichow Moutai. It's also the most valuable listed liquor company in the world. It has a market value of more than 200 billion US dollars. Every year, Guizhou Maotai alone produces more than 150 million bottles and about 100 million liter pure alcohol. And considering it's 53% alcohol, that equals about 50 million pure ethanol every year. So the volume of production is impressive. It's unparalleled in the world. 50 million liters of pure ethanol, so it's not an exaggeration to say this might be the most alcoholic city in the world. And that's not all. In most Chinese cities, you see supermarkets, restaurants, or bubble tea shops everywhere. Here, they're surprisingly hard to find. Out of 10 shops, 8 or 9 are selling alcohol. And most shops look the same, full of colorful liquor bottles and huge jars on the floor. The way Baijiu is sold here is incredibly straightforward. You get invitations to try their liquor or to their factory. So when we get on the bridge and when we reach the square, we see a lot of small booths. Each one is a shop from one distillery. They have different names such as 毛肚、经典、和辉、赤麦、长虹、秦度、杜酱、上佳、礼乐，还有仁怀酱香酒。
了解一下。品品酒，还没吃，还没吃。好，那吃了过来。我吃了，
吃完了再过来。So all the stores have a small table in front of the shop, and whenever you pass by, they will invite you to try their products. 行，谢谢你。
今天天气特别好。
好的，
还可以亲临我们车间，感受我们的酒文化。
谢谢。
看好酒。
I feel that almost everyone is working with the.
姐姐留个名片嘛。
哦，行，谢谢。
到时候如果有时间可以过来吧。
行，好的，谢谢。
接送的。
好的。I feel the whole city works in the strong spirit industry. You can see people sitting outside with a table with some bottles in front of them, and whenever we walk past by, they will invite us for a drink and give us a name card and say that they would like to show us their liquor distillery. 前台，这边的酒都是53度的吗？
对。
为啥都是53度呀？
我们酱酒都是53度啊。
啊，都是这样的。哇。
你要把那个字拍出来。
可以。
给我打广告。
可以。这是你们酒厂的？
对，我们酒厂就在那里。
啊。
前台老酒坊。
哦，对，就在河对面。大哥，这边是不是大家都是做的和工作都跟酒有关呀？
我们这边就是说每个地方有每一个地方有每一个地方的特色和文化啊。我们这边是酒都，那我们这边呢，千百年来老祖宗传下来的这个基业，这个酒就是酒啊。我们呢都是淳朴的酿酒人，我们这里主产酱香，也就是说，全国各地的酱酒，我们这里最好。所以呢，我们就守护好老祖宗留下来这个基业就可以了，祖祖辈辈把它传承下去，要让全国甚至全世界的酱粉酒友都品到我们这边的美酒。当然我们呢也是为了我们自己我们要赚一点钱，要养家要生活但是呢也会让全世界的朋友都能喝到我们的美酒。我的酒量
能喝
一半对1斤半
1斤半，
对，我可以喝
1
斤半。
你喝完了
喝完哇，对，然后和朋友喝
你不会你喝醉了吗？你不会醉
1斤半，
对
就到极限了，就是说可以了不能再喝，
可以了，哇，
再喝就
不可以，这是太贵了，不行，
别客气，不要客气，就是当
这个不行。
这个是精华这是好，我这里个是最好的酒，最好的。但是呢，这个是拿给客人品鉴的，我就没带包装这个酒很好，非常好然后在我们这边的，光这一瓶酒要管400人民币。
这个400人民币
，400块。
对哦，400人民币。哎，不。
This brother was simply too warm and welcoming to refuse, so we sat down and tried his baijiu. In Chinese society, alcohol has a subtle and complex role. It's a tool for social connection. People often say, after a few drinks, the truth comes out. Having a bit of alcohol is sometimes seen as a way to show real sincerity.
It's not that spicy, so it's still quite comfortable. 我觉得它好像就是虽然酒精度很高，但是没有那么烧得慌。
那绝对的啦，绝对没有。
In Maotai, we were offered many small glasses. The differences are subtle, but all are bold and intense, with a long warming finish and a complex aroma, slightly like soy sauce. The baijiu produced in Maotai Town is called sauce aroma baijiu. Almost all the liquor here is still made using traditional methods. People say the brewing technique here dates back more than 2,000 years. The next day, we visited a distillery to see how Chinese baijiu is actually made.
It really smells alcoholic. 好的。 So here we reached one of the liquor factories, and I must say that the air smells so much like alcohol.
Like booze. Boozy air.
步骤，这个我们叫粮食，是我们本地的叫红缨子糯高粱，是生的粮食。然后我们现在在堆子上做什么呢？就是把它堆起来，然后用这个开水烧开到95度左右，然后泼上去让它吸水。吸水以后呢，我们就拿到这个镇上进行蒸煮，蒸煮大概2个小时。生粮经过蒸煮以后，我们就把它拿过来放在这个酿堂上面。
这个是蒸完了之后把它晾开，对吧？
就是刚才上面不是在蒸吗？
对。
那蒸了以后就放在这里开始摊凉。
摊凉。
哦。
The first step is to steam the sorghum, then it's spread out across the floor to cool down, before being mixed with the fermentation starter. And what surprised me most is that this step is still done by foot, with workers literally walking through the steamed sorghum.
The reason why they still keep this most traditional way is that the feet can feel the temperature of the grain. Oh wow, he's now spreading the yeast, the 酒曲 onto the grain. 他为啥要人用脚踩而不是用什么耙子之类的呀？
那个高粱你始终在上面踩，你看他们的脚都是贴着地面走的，因为它不能踩到这个高粱，就是不能一直踩它，踩到会把它踩碎掉。那高粱必须要保证完整。
所以它光脚的话，它大概知道有多少度了，对，它能感知到这个温度的变化。
The yellow powder the workers scatter is a fermentation starter made from the wheat and last year's chu, similar to how sourdough uses an old starter. We were told that every year the chu must still be shaped by female workers using their feet, a tradition passed down through generations and a secret to the sauce aroma.
One feature of the fermentation starter here is that there are some small bugs who are eating the wheat. And that's why you see the starter is so porous, there are tiny holes.
这个曲虫只有毛的症才有。离开毛的症都没有。
There are small tiny bugs in the fermentation starter. They're called 曲虫. So those small insects will be grinded in powders and then mixed together with the grains to create a special aroma for the liquor. So interesting, isn't it?
The workers often start early in the morning because, for example, in middle summer, the room can be unbearably hot. And with hundreds of distilleries operating at the same time, Maotai Town is often wrapped in mist at sunrise.
The whole process is quite complicated. I try to tell it in a very simple way. So, firstly, those are the grains, the raw grains. They soak it with water, and then steam it. And after that, they take it out and spread it onto the ground evenly to let it cool down. And then they mix it with the 酒曲, the yeast. And then they make the grain into piles like this again to start natural fermentation process. And
这里面就有点温度。
对，这个是温的。Now it's lukewarm.
就把这个枣子，它相对在这里进行把它烧，让它产生一些微生物和菌群。最终是产生什么呢？香味物质，有酱酒里面的香味。这里的底温、中温、高温，最高的顶温它会达到最高是58度。就是58度，你可想而知道温度有多高。然后这边就是堆积发酵好的粮食开始下酵，入酵池，开始发酵。像这个马上就要开始封酵泥了，这里就是刚下酵的。
哇！
是刚封好酵泥了。所以说这就你看的比较直观。那边是已经发酵好了，开始取酵来开始蒸煮的。它是这样循环一直。今天刚封好的酵，然后今天这个样子，这是最新的封好的酵。那
这个呢？
这个就是刚封的，今天封的。
今天封的。
然后那个应该是要明天把它封上。
就是你们一天一天。
一直循环。这个你看的就比较直观一点。这个就是今天是昨天封的，你看现在上面还有一点点水雾。然后在发酵的时候，慢慢的里面的糟胚会往下缩，
就等于是它会往下降。
它会缩水。所以说这个酵泥一直会有。工人保持着来检查它，就是它可能会开裂，干，需要去补水啊，或者是有缝隙啊，把它填满这样子，因为里面是不能有空气进去。
After piling, the solid fermented grains are then sealed off from oxygen, while microorganisms break them down, creating alcohol and a wide range of flavor compounds. After fermentation, the mixture is distilled, producing liquid baijiu. But Maotai process has many rounds. Sorghum is steamed 9 times. Fermentation is repeated 8 times, with intact grain husks and diverse microbes involved. Each round of distillation produces a slightly different flavor. The liquid is then aged in large clay jars for at least 3 years.
它这个酒都是哪一年生产的呀？
就是像这个，你看上面写的2020年生产的，然后越往前面就是年份就越长。你拿一个梯子过来，梯子。然后这边是2015年生产的这一个片区，然后其实这只是很小一部分，为什么呢？我们用这个陶坛储存，好，然后再用上面的不锈钢大罐储存这个大批量，然后这边是2010年生产的。你们可以先闻一下，你认为在你的印象里面这个酒会不会香不香，或者
很香。Wow.
But that's not even the final steps. In the end, the different batches are carefully blended to create the final product. Maotai Town left me with a very specific impression: the smell of soy sauce and steam hanging in the air. The air here is naturally humid, and the steam rising from the distilleries only makes it heavier. Maybe it's exactly this hot, damp environment that allows the microbes to stay active, and maybe that's why good liquor is born here.
We're now in Maotai Airport trying to board the plane to Hangzhou. So I bought a small bottle of Maotai Zhen for my dad. I feel like the baijiu are more favored by the elderlies, but for our generation, we are not really the heavy drinkers. And also I tried different baijiu in the past 2 days. To me, they actually taste very, very similar.
But it was quite interesting to see the production. I've never seen that before in such great detail, so it was definitely worth it.
Yeah, the most fun part is to understand the tradition and history behind, and we also hope you enjoy this very unique destination of Maotai. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.